Hello and welcome back to The Stack, and here are today's top stories. The first story, remember when Nancy Pelosi's husband got a DUI and we couldn't get the mugshot for days and days after the incident, even though he was arrested over it? Well, now we have a new development in the Nancy Pelosi husband's DUI situation. So apparently, after 2 hours, so 2 hours after the crash, they tested Pelosi's blood alcohol level, and it was still over a 0.08, which is the legal limit of being drunk. You cannot drive if you blow over a 0.08. Imagine that. Imagine just how much he must have been drinking for him to have that high level 2 hours after an accident. Pretty stunning. Well, we have even more news on this. On Wednesday, he will be arraigned and he will be going to jail. It's official. Nancy Pelosi's husband, Paul Pelosi, will be going to jail over the DUI. And yes, we have his mugshot here that law enforcement, really district attorney's office, tried to conceal. Yes, I'd say he looks pretty drunk in this photo. Why did they want to conceal it? I don't know. So this is really interesting. I'm going to read to you the charges. So he was charged with DUI with injury because there was an injury caused to the victim of the accident. And the punishment for driving under the influence causing injury as a misdemeanor is set by California law. The punishment is up to 5 years of probation, a minimum of 5 days in jail, so it could be more, and installation of an ignition interlock device, fines and fees, and completion of a court-ordered drinking driver class and other terms as appropriate. Now, what I want to know, this is what the law says, but we know that Democrats, when they get in trouble, are often above the law, and the same rules that apply to you and I don't apply to them. So will Paul Pelosi actually serve at least 5 days in jail? I sure hope he does, because that's what he deserves for choosing to do what he did. But I don't have confidence that he actually will serve those 5 days. The second story, The View. The View is home to some of the most insane liberals in America. Sometimes I can't believe the things that are said on The View. It's just a safe haven of liberal craziness. Well, The View decided to invite Ron DeSantis on the show. Yeah, I can't imagine anything productive would come out of Ron DeSantis giving The View the time to be on the show. I mean, they absolutely hate his guts. I mean, hate him. They would say nothing kind or productive to Ron DeSantis, but The View got a incredible response from DeSantis deputy spokesman Brian Griffin. He revealed to people that The View reached out to have DeSantis on the show, and he actually used the words of The View hosts against them to say no to DeSantis going on the show. So here are just a couple of the lines that the DeSantis spokesman put in this letter refusing to go on. So Joy Behar said, "You're just short of calling DeSantis a negligent, homicidal sociopath, because that's what he is." And then another host said, "Death Santis. I think he's a fascist and a bigot." So yeah, they passed on the offer for DeSantis to go on The View. I think it's fantastic. Like I said, DeSantis is way above giving them the time to be on their insane liberal show. And the third story, we're seeing another instance where a gun owner defended themselves from some armed robbery suspects. I think they were armed. Yep, one of them was armed with a rifle. So an elderly shop owner, this 80-year-old Craig Cope, he blasted this robber with his shotgun, and in the video you can actually hear the robber yell, "He shot my arm off, he shot my arm off."
Strategically tucked behind the counter, Cope whipped out his hidden shotgun and blasted the suspect in the arm. As the man took off, another camera captured this. The suspects, after nearly leaving one of their own behind, sped off in a black BMW X3.
They probably weren't expecting this elderly store owner to have a shotgun, but it's fantastic. This is why you arm yourself, so you're prepared for situations like this. So you can defend what is yours against bad people. There are bad, evil people in this world, and the gun is the great equalizer in that, especially when you're elderly. I mean, think about if this guy, the store owner, didn't have a shotgun. Well, this could have ended a lot worse. The store owner could have ended up dead. So the store owner is expected to be back at work not long after, and he even suffered a minor heart attack from the traumatic series of events. So it's just a crazy story, but it's another just great example of why it's so important to be able to defend yourself with a gun. So if you want to stay up to date on the latest stories of Americans defending themselves with guns, the latest on Ron DeSantis, and the latest on Nancy Pelosi and her husband, you can head to westernjournal.com, and please be sure to like and subscribe so you never miss an episode of The Stack.